What is going on, guys? Razor Middle here, back with massive Pokemon news for all of you Pokemon fans out there. I'm not going to waste a lot of time with this intro because we got a lot of news to get into, but I'm going to ask really quickly that you leave a big old thumbs up on this video and subscribe to my channel because it really helps my channel grow. I'm going to be putting out a lot of Pokemon news videos in the coming weeks, and I'll be live streaming Pokemon Sword right here on this channel and Twitch at the same time at Razor Middle. It's free to leave a like and subscribe, so why not do it? Help a dude out. Here are the timestamps for everything that I'm going to be talking about in this video, so if you want to skip to a particular section, here are the times, and they're in the description as well for you to click on. Now let's dive into this epic, amazing, mind-blowing Pokemon news that has just dropped these past couple days. It is insane. Let's go. Our first bit of news comes from PokeJungle.com, and I should note that all the sources that I use in this video will be in the description below. PokeJungle details the personalities of the starter Pokemon for Pokemon Sword and Shield. It says, for Galar, the Pokemon visual designers collaborated in teams with the gameplay/feature design team. Therefore, battle style and personality are all integrated in Pokemon design. In a series of Game Informer interviews, the makers describe the Pokemon personalities. Grookey likes to party and surrounds itself with others. It invigorates groups with its jovial spirit. Grookey is also described as mischievous. This Pokemon just wants to have fun. Scorbunny's bandages represents its rambunctious, adventurous, and youthful disposition. This energetic Pokemon does not want to stop moving. And Sobble enjoys staying out of the spotlight. It's a depressed Pokemon who can quite literally be invisible in a crowd. Despite being bashful, it's kind and caring. And next we got to learn a little bit about the move pools for the starter Pokemon. For Grookey's move pool, we know it to have Branch Poke, Razor Leaf, and Wood Hammer, which are all grass type moves. Its dark type moves are Taunt and Knockoff, and its normal type moves are Uproar, Slam, Scratch, and Growl. Scorbunny's move pool includes fire type moves such as Flame Charge and Ember, fighting moves as in Double Kick, and normal type moves such as Quick Attack, Double Edge, and Headbutt. Sobble's move pool includes moves such as Liquidation, Soak, Water Pulse, Water Gun, and Rain Dance, which are all water moves, and normal type moves such as Bind and Growl. Some new locations were also confirmed in the exclusive preview of the game. We have Slumbering Weald, which is the starting forest in the game, Wedgechurch, which is the starting town, and Motostoke is one of the big cities in the games, which is actually the industrial city if you didn't know. In the wild area, Pokemon can glow a faint yellow, indicating they have one or more IVs at max values or have special egg moves. The PC can also be freely accessed in the wild area. Watts are a new form of currency used in the wild area that can be exchanged for camping gear, items, and curry ingredients. Despite what was previously speculated, Milo might actually not be the first gym leader in Galar. It's been said through these previews that Motostoke City actually has the first gym after all. This is probably something we're not going to know until the games drop, since this was only a 90-minute preview and they could only go so far in the games. Nicknames can now be changed and moves can be deleted in the Pokemon Center, so gone away are the name raiders and move deleters. This is actually a great feature in my opinion, because if you're like me, I always forget to nickname my Pokemon, and if I like to delete moves, I can just do it in every Pokemon Center now, so this is very accessible and helpful. Raid battles are a big new feature in this game, and IGN notes that raid battles are limited in the sense that there is no communication method between players and you can only ping with your friends at one spot. Other accounts of people who have previewed the game have also stated that these raid battles do take some time to complete, so be prepared for that in the upcoming weeks. Next, we have the significant difference with the wild area, which is if you wander into the wrong part of it, you'll discover that wild Pokemon can now be drastically overleveled. It's a series first, and it honestly feels like the bravest thing Game Freak has done for a little while. You can always dip your toes into the odd higher level route on the other side of a city, say, but never get caught in a battle with a level 50 3rd stage evolution Mon with your starter and a level 6 Pidgey. In Sword and Shield, it has a striking effect. Now for my personal opinion on this, I actually love this feature because it actually is very realistic of how a real Pokemon RPG would be like. Obviously, if this were a real life game, you could just wander wherever you want and people likely wouldn't just stop you from going somewhere, so if you would encounter a strong Pokemon, this would be the most realistic aspect of a game. Like I just read, the article says this is one of the bravest things Game Freak has done in a while, and I agree, it's actually a great feature that they added. Now back to the article, it says, it's also generally a surprising move away from the spoon-fed simplicity of the more recent Pokemon games. There's now an objective marker on there and a little sentence at the top left reminding you what to do next. Away from that, the other main thing to be taken from the first hour or two with Sword and Shield is its charm. Pokemon Sun and Moon exemplified this in the previous generation, and the little moments of characterization in Pokemon have become increasingly important in its wider appeal. Sword and Shield are no different, bringing lovely little touches of British slang, both endearing and accurate. We have telly as in television, and you look fresher than a mint, as the early game parts of Galar feel like the hybrid of a cozy northern homeliness and a southern pomp. Local wildlife is also rather brilliantly imagined, with what seems like one of the largest suites of new Pokemon. I can't reveal them yet sadly, making plenty of early appearances and doing a wonderful job at romanticizing Britain's somewhat mundane outdoors. This is some big news for all you shiny hunters out there. Like me, it has been confirmed that you can easily reset for shiny starter Pokemon by simply saving in front of them with no cutscene shenanigans like we had in Alola. You are immediately shown if it's shiny or not, so don't worry about having to open your PC to check. And of course, the Nintendo Switch doesn't have a soft reset feature, so you'll have to manually close out of the game. But even with the hard reset of the Nintendo Switch, this seems exponentially faster than what we've had in a long time. Now here are some miscellaneous things that we've had confirmed since my last news video, and that I will be covering a little bit more today for all of you with the latest trailers and the exclusive previews that we've just gotten of Pokemon Sword and Shield. So first we have some big news here that was actually confirmed a little while back. The experience share is not an item in this game and automatically levels up all your Pokemon on your team after each battle or Pokemon caught. You can't turn it off at all, similar to how it was in Let's Go. So I guess this is kind of just the new norm of every Pokemon game. Experience share is automatically turned on. Next to something we already know too, and that is trainer customization is back. We got a little bit of footage of this in the preview. You have the biggest selection of clothing and hairstyle yet, with the addition of makeup as well. I think I read an article that boys can put on makeup in the games as well, so I guess that's an additional feature, but I cannot confirm that. I just read it in one of these articles. There's no voice acting in the game, but players look a lot less robotic and their mouths move with the text being shown. The game opens up with Chairman Rose in a stadium with the champion Leon instead of our normal introduction with the region's professor. Super strong TMs are available early on with the addition of the wild area currency I briefly mentioned before. TMs are also multi-use as they've been since Generation 5, so that's not new here. Our favorite new Pokemon, Wooloo, plays a prominent role in the early stages of the game, and your rival Hop has 2 Pokemon for your first battle as he picks the starter Pokemon weak to yours. And here's some big news that I'm sure all of you are about to love, because I love it too. For the first time, you have the ability to skip tutorials in the beginning of the game. This was described by people who had the opportunity to play the game, where if you catch a Pokemon before you go to your next objective of Leon teaching you how to catch a new Pokemon, he will instead make a comment to you about how you already know how to catch Pokemon and there won't be a demonstration for you. There are 3 types of wild Pokemon encounters in this game to give everyone their own unique preference. First, we have visible encounters, which are Pokemon roaming around like we had in Pokemon Let's Go. Secondly, traditional encounters have returned, which has been a series staple since the beginning. And lastly, there are exclamation mark encounters where you can encounter rare Pokemon kind of like what we had in Orias with a Dex Nav. In the wild area, you can access your PC from your bag like I mentioned earlier, and you can rotate the camera 360 degrees. And this next bit of information was confirmed months ago, but I have not talked about it in a news video, so I'll say it now. The Nintendo Switch Pro Controller is actually compatible with Pokemon Sword and Shield, unlike Let's Go. The next bit of news is that sections of the wild area aren't accessible immediately, but Pokemon do change depending on the weather and time of day. And the last bit of miscellaneous news is that the game will run in 720p HD. Now onto the trailer that dropped Wednesday, which featured 5 new Gigantamaxing Pokemon. We have Pikachu, Eevee, Charizard, Butterfree, and of course, Meowth. As you may remember, the main difference between Gigantamaxing and Dynamaxing is that Gigantamaxing not only makes the Pokemon enormous, but it also changes the appearance. It's important to note here that the Affleck leak that I've talked about in previous news videos that has correctly predicted dozens of things right on the nose has once again correctly predicted something, this time being Gigantamaxing Pikachu. Pikachu looks like a retro version of Pikachu, making it look like an adorable chonk. Round of applause here for Chonky Pikachu, we love you. Eevee is also very similar to the retro version of it from its Generation 1 sprites. Charizard has flames sprouting all around its body and also has very interesting markings on its body as well. In my opinion, I think it looks way better than the Megas, but that's just my opinion. Let me know yours in the comments below. Butterfree is beautiful, looking a lot more like a moth, with some even comparing it to Mothra from Godzilla. And lastly, Meowth is one of the most meme-worthy Pokemon out there, as it looks like a humongous stretched-out cat. Also, at the time of making this video, it's by far the tallest Gigantamaxing form we know of. Maybe that'll change when the games come out, but for now, it's the tallest there is. You go, Meowth, you go. Now let's talk about the Korokoro scans that just dropped the other day as well, which show us the true size of the wild area. As you can see, it takes up most of the center of the map. PokeJungle has actually confirmed that a virtual exploration of the wild area will be coming in the near future on a special Pokemon website, so look out for that too. If the website's good and informational, I'll probably do a video on it, so fingers crossed. And before I go, be sure to be on the lookout for any future videos I post of potential data mines of Pokemon Sword and Shield. I can barely operate a computer, so obviously I'm not the one doing the data mines here, but the games have shipped out to retailers, so the data mines are going to be coming in pretty soon. For those of you who don't know what a data mine is, it's basically extracting the data from within and telling us what's inside the game. We had a data mine for Pokemon Sun and Moon about a month before the games dropped, and we got to learn about all the new Pokemon within the game before the launch. But that's going to be it for me today. Be sure to smash the like button and subscribe, it really helps the channel grow, and be on the lookout for any additional news videos that I post about Pokemon Sword and Shield, plus any additional fun videos that I post as well, like Let's Plays and Top 10s and whatnot. I have them all. So until next time, friends, I'm Razor Middle, and I will see you later for alligators.